Hello everyone, this is Ether Dragon, and welcome back to another episode of Fire Emblem Heroes. So it's been quite a few hours since Legendary Claude has been released here, which means we have to tackle the usual shenanigans of Abyssal difficulty on his Legendary Hero battle map. And so once again, the meme team, it's pretty comfortable clear, to be honest. It's so comfortable I could technically not even run Vantage in Nino's B slot and we'd still clear perfectly fine. It's just simple enough and straightforward that Nino doesn't even need a B skill. Legendary Azera, just running front-loaded tactics for Nino, and along those lines, Adult Tiki running defense tactic because she doesn't actually have to do too much in the run. But when she does put in the work, she already has enough stats to take care of the enemies, so we can afford to run defense tactic on for Nino. And Brave Veronica here with dual guards skills, so just solid 2-range buffing. So let's get straight into it here. Since the run's pretty straightforward, I think I'll just go ahead and spend some time to talk about Legendary Claude. As an Earth Legendary, first and foremost, from a scoring perspective, because he comes with Fallen Star, which is a 300 SP B slot, if he runs a 300 SP C slot, he can, assuming all the other stuff's maxed out in the other slots, he can score up to 758, which might not sound relevant to people, but it actually allows us to have 766 scoring defense teams, so it's first of a kind, I believe. The old cap used to be 764, so that's the main thing. Of course, I believe you do need to have 2 duo heroes that score 190 BSD and 2 Claudes, legendary Claudes, so it's not cheap to get that scoring, but it is possible. So that's definitely a thing. It'll raise, for example, the Arena Assault max score cap, Arena max score cap. You kind of get the idea. It's starting to get to that point where a lot of the old legendary heroes are getting outdated on score. So we'll see what Intelligent Systems does about that. But in terms of his skill set, definitely oriented a lot towards player phase. Fallen Stars, pretty solid. Getting the 80% damage reduction when he initiates, pretty solid. And being able to chain that when he player phases, also quite solid. But here's a pivotal moment where we have this Caltrop Dagger Thief, and Nino has to be able to 1-round KO him. And she is able to, thanks to Dragon Fang and company. But yeah, his weapon, of course, having a built-in null follow-up, and basically free +5 to all stats, and accelerating special cooldown trigger, all super solid. Nothing really to complain there. Of course, it's a bit generic, but it's pretty much the meta shenanigans nowadays. Null follow-up on flyers, definitely devastating, and he does have a decent speed stat. I believe he also has a speed super boon. So in general, he's pretty solid on player phase. Of course, he doesn't have any forms of actual special acceleration. He just has the -1 cooldown acceleration, and his attack isn't sky high through the roof. So there's definitely some stuff to be desired there, but of course that's all part of the quote-unquote balancing act, am I right? Haha. But yeah, attack speed catch, it's just another shenanigan trying to mimic a lot of things that have been going on in the meta, like for example Legendary Crom, his Rangreether bow, proccing only when the enemy is at 100% HP. It's a lot of those effects, but of course they don't matter too much as long as you're able to win in 1 round of combat. But of course, the Legendary Claude, he doesn't necessarily have to win 1 combat. Fallen Star having gravity as well is insanely powerful. There's a huge difference between there being gravity and there not being gravity. So it definitely allows better kiting, for example. But I think the main thing is it allows legendary Claude and allies, you know, to benefit and pull off some shenanigans you can't pull off without gravity. That's just how it is. So it's definitely solid. Of course, Fallen Star, when you proc the effect to get the 80% damage reduction during for your next combat. Of course, it works during your whatchamacallit. It works during your enemy phase, but it doesn't chain itself. Like you can't just keep hitting end turn with legendary Claude and getting it. You have to initiate to get the damage reduction. And here we're just using Vantage for the BM. There's no reason to, but yeah, overall solid unit. Definitely is going to impact scoring for sure, and just a solid unit. I could totally see people trying to build him for enemy phase shenanigans, but his kit's not exactly completely tailored to that, so it's slightly suspicious to say the least. But we're just gonna go ahead and derp around here and get Adult Tiki the final kill here, which she did. Do an important job of walling some specific green units and taking them out in one round. Quite important for this clear, but relatively straightforward. It's just we were just chucking out damage left and right, so relatively straightforward. But yeah, at the end of the day, legendary Claude, another legendary unit. We'll see how long he holds up. I imagine as long as there aren't ultra counters to damage reduction running around everywhere, he'll just be a solid player phase unit at least, at the very least. And of course, the gravity utility cannot be understated. I think people know how good that is, but they don't know just how good it is. Of course, there's some drawbacks to it, but we won't worry about those things until we get there. But yeah, his main weakness, of course, is his enemy phase. Getting player phased, if he doesn't have the Fallen Star status active, there's no damage reduction for him. So he's definitely a sitting duck in that respect. But as the title of the video suggests, we are actually doing one more clear because Mila is back, and a long time ago we tried to do the meme challenge on Mila's Mythic Hero Battle here on Abyssal difficulty, but we couldn't quite do it. We had to have Legendary Zero get hit once, so we're coming back with a vengeance and clearing it in a pretty rigged way. I tried to make it as rigged as possible for the content kappa. So we'll be back when we reconfigure the skill sets. Alright, here we go. So this time we actually do need to use a V slot, and it's Desperation because there's quite a few ranged enemies and we don't want to take counters from them. Running Brazen Attack Defense to get some more bulk, as you'll see. Totally not rigged shenanigans. And we're still running the same skills on Legendary Zero. And the big difference here is we got attack speed solo seal since we last tried it, and so this will allow us to, with Brave Veronica's Leaf Scalp Refine and Drive Speed seal, will allow us to pull off turn 1 shenanigans that we couldn't do before. So let's go ahead and go straight into it here. So the key to the shenanigans is just a lot of subtle AI manipulation, but also lots of memes. So the first thing that we can change here is we're gonna actually hit end turn with Adult Tiki in range of these two units here. So Adult Tiki gets up to 46 speed with the setup, and this red Fafnir with Mila's Nurturing Breath gets 50 speed. So we're able to avoid the double, and we can also survive a hit from this green mage. which is why this all works. We also force the reposition off the Lance Fighter, which is quite important here. So I think the main thing that this clear hinges on is getting rid of Mila relatively early, because we ran into an issue with our older clear where we left Mila alive for quite a while, so that became a problem. But here we're running Bonfire specifically so we can one-shot here. Otherwise it's bad news bears for Adult Tiki, because of course against low speed res and Gran Owl is just going to be too slow. But at this point, we're free to go ahead and take out this Axe Cavalier with Nino. And we're actually just gonna hit end turn, because Nino is going to be able to stall out the units here. This Cleric is going to keep attacking Nino, which buys us time against the Cleaner plus Red Thief, who was a constant pain for us to deal with in our original clear. Always just the threat to Nino and Adult Tiki. As Adult Tiki typically is low on HP at this point. But with close counter, we're able to obliterate this Lance Flyer in one shot. And things are looking pretty solid here at this point. We can go ahead and take out this Lance Fighter. And this will get us 2 special charges. It's not particularly important that we get our special charges here, but the more important thing here is we're going to bait Mila this turn. So we're gonna take out this Bow Flyer in 2 shots, so Dragon Fang is now ready to obliterate someone. And again, we're stalling out this Red Thief by having this Cleric with Dazzling Staff continue to attack us. This Cleric doesn't really have any offensive presence or utility. It's not like Panic Plus or Flash Plus. So as promised, we had to make things as rigged as possible. So we're going to have Nino hit the attack smoke here, and the Red Mage going to do some damage to Nino, but with totally rigged shenanigans with Dragon Fang, we're able to pick up the one-shot barely. And yeah, we survived Mila by exactly 1 HP. 100% totally not rigged. But with this really opens up our positioning, so we don't have to keep trying to dodge Mila's isolation. But at this point, it's basically GG, as we're gonna do more rigged things. As if we couldn't do any more rigged things. So we're gonna 2-shot this Lance Dragon here. And now we can dance, and with Desperation, we can pick up the Blue Cavalier, by killing the Blue Cavalier, and it's actually barely because of Dragon Fang here, which we were able to save because we couldn't get our charges against the Lance Dragon. So 100% totally not rigged things. And once again, there's chill defense here on Adult Tiki, but we rig everything here. So Adult Tiki also lives by 1 HP. And another cool thing that Adult Tiki can do now with attack speed solo seal is actually double this Cleric, because we get 46 speed, which is more than enough to double this Cleric, which is super nice. And now, for more shenanigans, we move up Brave Veronica here to buff Nino's speed up, even though we don't actually need the speed. The main thing is attack. So Leaf Scowl buffing Nino for 3 attack and speed, and also debuffing this Thief by 3 defense and res. All of which allow us to pick up basically exact 1-round KO. Again, totally not rigged in any way. But with that, it's GG. We're gonna attack the Sword Knight with Nino to get him out of wary fighter range. And because we gotta flex, we're going to use Adult Tiki here to pick up the 1-round KO by naturally doubling with her speed. And there we go, we finally were able to do the meme challenge for Mila's Abyssal Mythic Hero Battle, so pretty solid. And I think with that, we've officially to date have completed the meme challenge on every Abyssal map. Maybe some of the super old ones we didn't formally do it, but at this point with all the tools we have, it would be trivial to do it anyways. So with that, that's gonna be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. As always, this is Ether Dragon, and hope to see you all next time. Bye.